So we're here, 25th anniversary of Trident, and a great opportunity to just reflect back on the founding the business and the changes that have taken place in the sector over those 25 years. And one thing that really stood out was to make sure that the 25th anniversary is a celebration. COVID interfered with our 20th year celebrations, so this time around it's all about engaging with the team and making sure that we have a big celebration. And with that, I've been out, talked to the team, we've got a few questions to reflect back on 25 years of Trident. And if I just start with the first question that they'd asked was, what principle mattered the most when Trident was set up?
When the three of us set up Trident, obviously myself, Darren and Dave, who's not here today because he's enjoying his retirement.
Yeah.
We were all customer facing, account managers, all about delivering the service. And when we set Trident up, that's what we aimed to do basically.
Yeah.
We were looking to deliver a high level of service at a reasonable, a fair price, and that was our main ethos.
Yeah. And when you think sort of what did it mean to you from your own kind of personal pride point of view to be let off the leash, I suppose, and set your own direction?
It was challenging at first, wasn't it, really? Do you not think, for us?
In what way do you mean?
Well, it was hard work, setting up on your own and making that move.
Yeah.
Financially challenging, but it was a big leap of faith for us, the three of us, really.
Yeah.
Having been fairly comfortable in a role for maybe 14, 15 years in my case, probably more so in your case.
Yeah, 17. Yeah.
So yeah. It was a big leap of faith, but it was something we wanted to do.
Yeah.
I think for sure the kind of the customer experience was at the forefront of our minds.
Yeah.
Because we'd had challenges, in that respect historically.
We were confident what we could provide, weren't we? We knew that we could provide a good service.
Yeah.
We knew the industry. We knew our jobs.
Yeah.
And we'd always kept customers a long time as it was. So
Yeah.
we were confident what we could do.
We were confident in that. I think the biggest thing for the three of us, being account managers, was sales. We weren't salespeople. Well, you and Dave weren't. I probably was more so than the two of them. But that was where we probably lacked in terms of expertise, and I think that's been not an issue for us as a business, but certainly it's probably been something that stunted the growth of the business, particularly in the early days. I mean, we progressed fairly quickly.
Yeah.
But it wasn't our key skill set, really. But
Yeah.
in terms of customer service and account management, we were great.
Yeah.
I think that's always been the Trident thing. We've been fantastic at delivering.
Yeah.
But we've probably been a bit of you might want to say, the industry's best kept secret in some respects, because we've not been able to shout about it as much as we'd have liked, or we've not shouted about it as much as we'd have liked.
So you think that's the value that kind of moves through and remains the legacy of Trident?
I think it definitely does. Looking after customers and doing it correctly.
Yeah.
It definitely is still one of our main values, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
For sure. And we've kind of evolved organically in that way, especially in the early days, because we evolved really without a sales force at all, didn't we?
Yeah.
Customers were surprisingly coming to us, ringing
Yeah.
us up. In fact, early days,
Yeah.
we were kind of, hang on, we things are moving a little bit too quickly in terms of people picking up the phone and wanting to come because of the level of service. And as Mick said earlier, we didn't really have in mind taking on any more staff, certainly not as quickly as happened, but we found that we ended up having...
Yeah, we needed them, didn't we?
So.
I think another thing that we've always been about is long-term relationships.
Yeah.
We're not into quick hits. We never were. It was always a case of if we can build long-term relationships with all our customers, we've got a strong business.
Yeah.
And we can rely on it next year and the year after.
Yeah, so that continuation.
Yeah, as opposed to that quick hit and worry about next year.
Yeah, so reflecting on 25 years, lots of change within the industry that's happened. What have you learnt during that time about how businesses operate? Kind of what advice would you provide to any aspiring Darrens and Micks out there that want to do the same?
I don't know. Our business has really changed how they operate. I mean, a commercial business for me is relatively simple. It's an equation of how much money you get in and how much money you spend, and one needs to be greater than the other.
Yeah.
And businesses still have to operate the same way, don't they? And one thing that they'll always have to do is keep the costs relatively low, or as low as they can, which is where businesses like us can help.
Yeah. I think Trident always has that focus on the people. I remember when back in 2018 we were chatting and you talked about the legacy of Trident, how important of the people being on that journey over the 25 years.
I think it's massively important.
Yeah,
isn't
for
it?
us, the critical, the people we've employed over the years, or worked with, should I say, have been really key to the business, and we've tended to, especially in the early days, it tended to be people we particularly knew who've come on board, yourself included, and we've tried to bring in the best expertise to the business that we possibly could.
Yeah.
And people who kind of were also sat within or held the same customer values that we did, or customer focus values that we did, and service delivery values, and that's been an important part of the development and growth of the business. Really, has been the people.
Yeah, the people include our customers as well. I always think as well. We're close to them.
Yeah,
or we like to think we can be.
Yeah, really understanding their drivers and the challenges they have within their own sectors as well. And I think that's, when I reflect back on our customer base, it's testament to the amount of years that some customers have been with the business, including one that we all know and love that's been almost 25 years as a Trident customer.
There's more than one actually. There's quite a few.
There is. Yeah, there's one we often talk about.
One that we often talk about. Yeah, but there's plenty more who've been with us for the whole time we've been in business. And when you say about changes, I mean there have been obvious changes. I mean things have moved. I mean we go back then, and I mean, websites were just a thing. Back in 2001. Okay, some people had them, but they were just evolving, and we're talking 25 years on.
Yeah.
AI is the talk.
The new website.
The new website now, and it's so business was done. I think if anything, it was done a lot slower back then. I mean, if you go back further when we first started, I mean, everything was done with people were communicating by letter. Not quite telegram or whatever it was, but
it presents its own challenge, doesn't it? And it's nostalgic, isn't it? Looking back at faxes and letters and
it does.
Things.
But it's kind of the changes have been you're always working nowadays. I think people's expectations in terms of service delivery. And timing of response and all those kind of things have risen, and you've got to aspire to improve over time and hit those new standards of service, if you will.
Yeah. So we talked about the customer service focus and how that rings true, and looking forward, how that remains kind of one of the North Stars, I suppose. One of the team had asked, which of our values do you feel most strongly about, and why?
You mean our official values?
So it's anything from the kind of making waves and collaboration, which innovation.
They're all important in their own way. They're all important in their own way. I think for me, in this year, particularly this 25th year, I'm looking at the value above and beyond as being something that I really want the business to aspire to moving forward, because I think that's kind of a coverall in many respects, and says what our expectations are in terms of service delivery, for example, to go above and beyond. but also internally as well. You know, we talk about the creative collaboration, and so on and so forth. But I think that central value kind of covers you know, the internal aspect as well. But yeah, it's been that second one I mentioned there, the collaborative thing, has been a key for us as well, because within the sector, let's just say, we've got a number of different aspects to a lot of the businesses similar to ours. There's a lot of different aspects: the energy efficiency, energy procurement, the analytical types of service, uncovering hidden costs and so on and so forth. And I think it's been important for those different aspects of the business to communicate directly with each other. And we've tried to ensure a platform within the business over time where that happened, and we made it happen, because that's where a lot of the good ideas come from.
I think you can't underestimate that collaboration, can you? Getting people in the room and kind of throwing some ideas out there and see what comes out of it.
Well, especially when you look at all the experience we've got so many years, not just between us older characters, but throughout the team. We've got so much experience there that it you know, it promotes different thinking, again, thinking differently and acting differently.
And I think those changes that have happened as well, when I was reflecting on almost the average age of some of the workforce now, we've got so many 20-somethings and early 30s people that are tuned into the different ways that customers demand engagement as well. So it is really critical, isn't it? Yeah. Okay. So 25 years. Something else that we were looking at, and one of the team had said, looking ahead to our 30-year anniversary and beyond, 50 years.
You see, 30 years doesn't sound very long now, does it, really, for 25? We should be looking further ahead than that, really.
Yeah, but what do you think will really matter to customers and to Trident as we look forward to kind of like celebrating 30 years and beyond?
Yeah, to Trident, it's always going to be the same. It's customers and staff. That's what matters to Trident. I think we've always been about that, and I think we always will be. That's how we work, how we operate. What matters to customers? Well, it's a very quickly changing market, isn't it? It's changing quicker now than it ever has, I would say. We've still got the traditional type of work, but with new legislation, compliance, with net zero.
Risk is a big thing now, isn't it? I think versus if you go back to where we were, a lot of it in the initial stages of the privatisation and so on of the industries was all about kind of capturing reduced cost, and there was that kind of land grab for new suppliers, if you will, coming into the market, and everybody was kind of falling over each other to reduce prices. With the advent of the kind of destabilisation that we've seen in world politics, particularly over the last maybe 5 to 10 years, let's say, we've seen huge increases and then subsequent decreases in energy prices, which has introduced a great deal of additional risk into the market. So instead of customers being maybe focused on that, perfect, nailed on, best possible price, if you will, because in the past we could almost guarantee, well, not guarantee, but we'd got maybe used to this constantly falling market, and everybody had got a little bit kind of comfortable with that, and that it was always going to happen and so on. But with the destabilisation, I think people are more focused these days on managing that risk. And it's not always about getting the best possible price. It's just about ensuring that you don't get the worst possible price. De-risk that kind of bad decision that could end up taking a business down, I suppose.
And you're aiming to sort of flatline the price as much as possible, aren't you? So you're used to that.
So that's really changed for us, the kind of balance in terms of the level of expertise that we've had to bring into the business. Because you've really had to bring in, risk management type resource, and focus on technology and so on and so forth to really deliver on that.
So I think that being an expert in your field really underpins how the next 5, 10, 15 years is going to evolve. Being tuned into that risk element and the governance that plays such an important part in how compliant and sustainable our customers are going to be in the next
and I mean
decade.
that's the next aspect of it, isn't it? Net zero and the impact on businesses, and particularly on businesses' ability to do business with other businesses.
Yeah.
You know, if you talk about some of the larger, the larger corporates, if you will, they're now insisting on standards further down the supply chain.
Yeah.
So if you don't meet those net zero type goals and standards, then chances are you may find that you're
could be the end for them. They could
The
be
end
a day one business almost overnight, couldn't they?
That's it.
Yeah. 25 years. You must be really proud though to talk about the business this morning. And
my mum's really proud. For sure. No, we are for certain, aren't we? It's a big deal, really.
Whenever you walk into the office and see an office full of people, all doing a job for our clients, it's great.
Well, that's it. You talked earlier on about you never thought there'd be employees and just over 60 people now. Something that was a vision 25 years ago, and it's good,
and rapid growth, particularly over the last few years. And I mean, it's we're looking forward to the next 5, 10, 15 years as well, and seeing where we can take it, because we've got a real platform now on which to build. But it's an achievement, and we're chuffed about it, to say the least, and we're looking forward to being able to celebrate that with everybody. I mean our other co-director or founder, if you will, isn't here with us today. So a mention to Dave, really.
He is still alive.
He's still alive. He's still with us, but obviously enjoying his retirement, and rightly so. But he's an honourable mention to Dave, because.
Well, he is coming along to the 25th celebration as well. So I think
so he should.
I think that's a nice way for me just to say congratulations, and well done, and you've created something that we hope is going to continue for many more years to come. So well
we'll
done,
see
gents.
We'll see you in 2051.
Hope so.